Absolutely, man. We got ToD versus XlorD, the grudge match coming up. No Limit Gaming versus Mouse Sports. There were insults thrown this week. XlorD was going on and off with his stream, not displaying any Warcraft, not talking, just posting pictures with ToD on and saying delusional disorder. Alrighty. Yeah, this feud is going on for a long time. There were interview questions not answered during DreamHack, etc., etc., etc. And now it finally happened. It did happen once before, right? In a W3Champions tournament, if I'm not mistaken. That was a win for XlorD there. But yeah, this week they met on ladder a couple of times and ToD was able to take maps off of him. In general, it is 3-0 and it was the W3Champions Season 3. We haven't had this match in 10 months, everybody, and now it's finally happening. I can't wait for this to unfold. It's gonna be glorious. Will there be salt on the battlefield? Will there be good luck, have funds exchanged? I kinda doubt that, but you never know with these two. Will they show themselves from the very professional side, or is wine and cheese coming in to the match? Best of 3 and off we go. Look at this, Remo. Good game, have fun, good luck, have fun, insub X!
Oh no, the memes.
Delivering!
Oh boy, it begins.
Yeah, this is all good, clean fun, I would say. Both exchanging the memes that have been spread around for a while. I hope ToD got some motivation from his ladder games versus XlorD, from Hawk's win yesterday. That must have shown him that the impossible is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a bit of a paradigm shift. It was always believed that Happy was unbeatable, and Happy, of course, is the best undead in Europe, just primarily, and also the best undead versus human in the world, clearly. But Hawk showed that he can be beaten if you play really well, if you play really clean. It is easy to fall apart early and then have no chance, as was very evidently presented on map 1. Remember Tidehunters? Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
So things turned south quick. That was pretty ugly. But then on Northern Isles, it was a perfect defense by Hawk, and also the third game looked really good by him. ToD gonna try to emulate this. ToD was in the game yesterday and could hardly contain himself with the excitement seeing his human brother take the win there over the Dominator. And I would say at least as much relevance is in this game, at least from a personal, emotional level for ToD.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be among the greatest wins of his career, probably, if he makes it to the Winnerbracket quarterfinal, alongside the Intel Extreme Masters and the World Esports Games that he won back in the 2000s. For XlorD, I'm really curious how serious this is for him. There were, of course, a lot of shenanigans, but he was also playing quite a bit on ladder. There's this almost legendary game already versus Grubby that caused some waves. That went like an hour and had level 8 heroes on both sides. Nuts. But yeah, seems like XlorD has some time. It's always the question, does he have to work a lot, or will he put time into Warcraft? And apparently he's here, ready, practiced, and trying to claim the title.
Absolutely. XlorD is one of the guys who has been talking about how difficult it is to beat humans for a while now. Him and Insub, the front runners of being a little frustrated with Knight's gyros, which I'm pretty sure we're gonna see here once again. It's a normal opening so far, fast expansion for the human on this map, and on every map. That is just the standard against Undead. And here for the DK, also typical on Northern Isles, creeping the level 2 first, and then going over to harass. Has a Wand of Lightning Shield, by the way, which could be used quite nicely.
Ooh, interesting move by ToD here, selling the Pendant of Energy, getting circlets for his effort, so decent damage, which is what you want on the DK now, of course. Will the peasants remain alive? Lightning Shield on the skeleton. Oh, that's unfortunate for ToD. How long until the Arcane is finished? That will take some time. Needs to put damage onto that Skelly, but damage is done already. But ToD, one of the best deniers in the game.
Yeah, both creeps there, or peasants rather, denied. Very nicely done. The DK is, however, already level 2, so he got his crucial level up. Harass here by XlorD so far, not too great. 2 peasants only going down. Now finally using the coil. I feel like he used that a bit late. He was full mana for a long time. If he had used that earlier, it might have been more damage, but the lightning shield is really helping to put in that little bit more damage.
Oh.
And again, another peasant killed here. That makes it 4 total so far. That's 5. And that's a good harass.
Yeah, for sure. But the tower comes up. Next harass will be harder. Expo comes up as well. You never stop building. DK is already at 50%, which will of course change in a bit. We do have backpack on XlorD's side as well. Rod of Necromancy still 3 charges. Should be the second one already. Main is a little exposed for ToD and there is an opening. So maybe that's a chance for XlorD to cause even more damage.
I think ToD's position here is really good. He's going to get level 3 in a moment, then he can go for a counterattack if he wants to. Normally the issue for the human is always if you keep on getting pressured, if you have to stay back on your side of the map and you are not level 3. So I think XlorD and many undeads, even Happy yesterday, perhaps felt back a bit too much. You can also alternatively just stay in the north and just threaten damage and not do too much damage, but force the human to stay on their side of the map. I think like just movement and positioning and threat have become much more important in this day and age of Warcraft. Like Sok and Chimiko showed before, have the footman in a position to possibly go for a run by. You don't have to commit for it, but you can always present that threat. And with that now, the expansion across the map for ToD is super safe.
Very true. XlorD trying to creep here, getting jacked as ToD is coming in with his water elementals level 2 already. Coil secures the kill. But footmen are here. How far is defend? 50% at the moment. XlorD can still do decent damage here. But everything is slow. And as you just put it brilliantly, the Expo is safe. And this is what you want as a human.
Yeah, ToD there looking for some openings. I feel like ToD is sometimes a bit over-eager with these footmen. I mentioned Sok and Chimiko just a moment ago, who are the masters of really being able to utilize the footmen before tier 2. That's the big difficulty. Being effective with your footmen once the expansion is finished before the MK comes out. Because before the MK comes out, you can never really find kills on fiends, so it's very dangerous to engage. If you run into a couple of skeletons and heroes and fiends with Nova, those footies can go down really quick. ToD now gonna move away from the aggression, rather going over towards the middle, creeping the marketplace with defend. That makes a lot of sense, as his whole camp is piercing damage.
Sorry for the sound, guys. I think I fixed it now. Should be fine. But yeah, absolutely true. Almost no damage here. Health Stone can be really nice, especially if you're fearing that nuke, that Coil Nova. There's constant pressure on you and you just want to retreat a little bit. Let that regen work for you. We have a DK, level 3, and a Lich. This is the second push by XlorD, and I feel like he needs to do a little more damage than before. Tower number 1 is up, 2 and 3 are coming, and the Mountain King has been started.
Fiends diving deep to try to get these tower cancels. The new tower repair rate has been greatly improved for human, and the water elemental traps 2 fiends between the buildings. Oh my god, that could be the move to win the game. If these 2 fiends fall, XlorD's gonna have a very tough time. He's trying to fight out, trying to free the fiends. Oh, there's actually an opening in the north, but he blocks it with the... One fiend gets out, one fiend gets trapped, and that fiend is certainly dead.
Brilliant move by ToD. Can he fight out? He's trying to. A coil by some more time. Power build on the farm. But he rebuilds it immediately and there's more damage. Oh my god. Again the farm. Oh, he has to pull the TP. Not dead yet, but that push has been defended. There's still 4 footmen up. Archmage getting very close to 4. The MK is out. Tier 3 has been started. And XlorD has quite a bit of trouble here.
Excellent base build here by ToD. I don't know if this was super intentional, but that is a great trap you can set up. Yeah, the fiends can go in to try to get the tower cancelled, but if they do, they might get trapped. If this was all planned, that was super advanced. Very, very well done. ToD and I have been talking about base build for a long time, and I've been kind of disappointed with a lot of humans out there ever since Infi isn't showing the way to do it anymore. A lot of base builds are seeming rather uninspired, but this one working out brilliantly indeed.
Pendant of Energy for ToD. Number 2, Flute for XlorD. Really good. And more creeping on both sides. That is level 4. Can he still reach level 3 and 2? Double racks is coming. Where's the workshops though? Here in the north. Okay, almost missed it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Double racks, double workshop, what we see a lot of nowadays. Knights and gyros, of course, very strong against this fiend style. XlorD picks up the Pit Lord and gonna go to the main. Only now realizing he left one fiend in the base. Was just standing there for a little bit, in fact, off of Blight. ToD closed the whole base. Really, really good base build, man. I have to mention it again. The farm's even walling off the outside of the castle, so that when he staffs something out, it's always going to be saved in the main. But now, could be getting stuck there. Oh, and the workshops get found.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
That is not good. Destroyer upgrade is done. This might be the one mistake. Not saving the workshops here. Alta will not produce a paladin most likely. XlorD. 2 attempts didn't really work. But the third one might break ToD.
I was trying to buy more time. He didn't go for the run-by plays, which some other humans do nowadays to try to buy that time. He needs just 1 more minute. He needs 1 more minute for Paladin and 4 Knights. And then he's going to be a lot stronger. But the problem is he doesn't have Workshop still. XlorD, of course, knows this and is aware how effective Destroyers are going to be.
Oh man, did he rebuild the altar somewhere? He built a shop? Okay, the altar is up. That bought some time. XlorD thought this might prevent the Paladin, but it's actually not the case. Attacking the base now. Nova, Destroyers, waiting for the rain of fire. There it is. The peasant farming simulator has started.
Only 1 tower holding here in the main anymore. And remember, there's no counter to these Destroyers at all. No form of anti-air at all. Not even the shop here in the main. That was smart by XlorD. He knows the shop for the humans at the expansion, which means there he will be able to get orb and staff. Not now the case at the moment. Normally what it makes attacking the main difficult. The Lich about to go down, trying to transfer something. No TP anymore. The DK falling back. He needs 1 more second to get the next coil up. It's just barely enough. And traps perhaps the MK as well with a block coming in. Mountain King in trouble. He's got good items and mana to use, but no health anymore. XlorD's gonna hold on here. Stormbolt dodged with the Burrow. The damage didn't even connect. The Knights now trying their best. The new statue is in, and the main base completely laid bare. No peasants left anymore. Normally the difficulty of attacking the main base is the mass militia that can be called, but there weren't even many peasants in the main, and militia weren't really a problem.
Okay, more units coming for ToD, but the bank isn't too great. He spent all his gold now. Oh my. This round of production has to do something big. We have the Paladin up. We get more Knights. We get more Gyros. 4 units finishing now. This has to work for ToD, or we go map 2.
Lots of Stormbolts here to use. Gonna catch the first Fiend right away. That's gonna be a kill. It's a lot about the MK mana. As long as there's mana, you can find kills. Once it's gone, it's gonna get a lot more difficult. More Destroyers being morphed. Web was not finished here for a while. In fact, it still isn't. It should be completing any second. Alright, now it finally did. Now there's finally anti-air for XlorD, who falls back a little bit. 56 supply for him. He knows he can't waste too much time. The more time that ToD has, the bigger the army's gonna get.
Absolutely. And off we go. Pit Lord still level 1, doesn't do too much, and are the Fiends enough is the question. Go for the Destroyer, catches the coil immediately, but there is only 2, 3 more maybe, so it's not endless healing. There's a lot of gyros still in the air, he can't whip them all. Destroyers do good damage thanks to the Orb of Annihilation, and as long as the coils are here, that seems fine. Can ToD win the air battle? Somehow, Pit Lord about to go down, but the next coil is ready too.
And suddenly the Destroyers are overwhelming. 4 Destroyers against only 1 Gyrocopter left. The Pit Lord in trouble still. That mana potion that was brought in, absolutely genius by XlorD. 1 Ghoul brought a mana potion for the DK to have more coils. That's what turned this fight truly around. And now the Paladin going down, and that might be the end. Although the Lich is dropping low as well. The mana still the problem for XlorD. ToD did a good job forcing the statues out of the fight or taking them out quickly. Gyro's still trying to fight against these Destroyers, but it's so many now.
Yeah, how to deal with them. Hawk was able to do it against Happy yesterday with a lot of gyros at some point. Fiends are still on the ground though, 3 of them. And there's 1 more coil. There's still fight left in ToD. But XlorD is getting the levels, XlorD is getting the army. And is seemingly in good shape today.
At the moment, XlorD doesn't have a statue, so regen is a big problem here for him. Oh, but the burrows are on point. Feet might still be revealed with a true sight from the gyros. But it doesn't matter. GG called, or rather well played. And XlorD takes the first map.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate with the workshop placement, right? Like, it really seems to these really close when the human gets a clean expansion up, and then it's really close around the tier 3 timing of the undead for the human to just barely hold on. It seems to all be about the production of the workshops. Can the human get enough flying machines out? Can they deal with the destroyers? Can they keep their main base alive and not just lose every peasant and then allow the undead to snowball from there? And ToD getting both of his workshops caught out like that. Yes, he only got one canceled, but the second one was hugely delayed. And then the destroyers just, even though there was a ton of knights on the ground, enough to definitely deal with that number of fiends, there was just never the number of flying machines. And the destroyers just absolutely, as their name says, just completely destroyed ToD there. Unfortunate because it seemed like a really good game. It seemed like definitely a very good early game for ToD with that TP forced, but just the macro side of things, maybe the base build side of things, although it was perfect to defend, maybe wasn't perfect to fit all that production in the back. So just one really clear mistake from ToD, I'd say.
There was, yeah, I would agree that this was the one thing that kind of broke his neck there. If he keeps the workshops up, then everything might be fine, and the defense is, of course, a lot easier too. Rough.
Yeah,
Very
and that's,
rough.
I think, what we've seen in this matchup for a long time, right? It's so volatile. Like, also the difference that losing 3 peasants or 5 peasants seems to make is crazy, right? Like yesterday, we saw Happy only being able to kill 3 peasants, and then Hog really starting to macro up so heavily, so nicely into the late game. And here for ToD, it was just a bit later. Like, that tier 3 tech was just a bit too late. If he had had the Knights and the Paladin, and also, of course, the Gyros a bit faster, that would have made a big difference. And I mention it again, the militia count, or the peasant count rather, in the main is so crucial. I think when he reached tier 3, he had like 4 peasants on lumber in the main. And then you just simply can't call him any militia.
Was a good game, though. We've seen way more one-sided games in the past when ToD was playing versus human, versus undead, and also when XlorD was playing against human. But yeah, if ToD can carry this into game number 2, we might even get a 3-mapper here. Good effort by the Frenchman, but XlorD with match points. We move on to Equiles. And before Lit ToD X, all right. Before we move on, we got new subs. Thank you. Your Glaus has with a tier 1 sub. Imported Noob with the 20 euros. Keep up the good work, lads. Yayut with the 59-month resub. Keep it up, lads. Ixano Lan with 2,000 bits. Let the dramatics ensue. And Krizer, one of our founding fathers, with the 85-month resub. Greetings from Italy. Wonderful. Enjoy your vacation, man.
Oh, the alt chat is in full effect, guys.
Yo.
Let's just enjoy this one. It's of course also a bit of psychological warfare going on here, right? XlorD has always enjoyed taunting his opponents a bit and will wade into the murky waters of BM a bit just for enjoyment and also to trigger the opponent a bit.
Some good old-fashioned banter right here. I love it when people call out spelling errors. It's awesome. I personally take that tactic as well. I think it's very effective.
The kindergarten. Okay, that's news to me that ToD wanted to beat people up. All right. Maybe XlorD is making things up, or I'm not aware of all drama. Warcraft 3.
Yeah, you know, there's also an element to just, you know, getting a bit creative. And you don't always have to stick with the truth, I guess.
The salt. Can you play the game Keyboard Warrior? XlorD here with the Ghoul build and a DK expansion, while ToD is creeping the Renegade Wizard over at the Mercenary camp, plus the Shadow Priest. Did he scout? Or is he expecting a Crypt Lord, maybe? Or does he know? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, ToD didn't scout, which is kind of unusual. You don't really need 2 footmen to scout to creep this at the beginning. But as we can see, it is not the easiest camp here. I think it was a bit unfortunate that the AM got bash in the start. Ring of Protection, pretty good. AM not usually the hero who takes the most damage early on, but always a good item. And this DK Fast Expo has been quite a bit more popular lately. The Cryptlord has really fallen off because people have realized how to punish him more and more with counterattacks, with making use of his low mana. Whereas the DK, even if he runs out of mana, he's always going to be powerful with that aura at all stages, and is going to transition probably a lot more strongly into the late game.
All right. DK level 2, Archmage still not expanding here. Level 2 and a bit, and that gives XlorD room to move over. And the harass was already good on Northern Isles thanks to the Lightning Shield. Now, no Lightning Shield here yet, but ghouls.
And Exo's going to try to do as much damage here as he can. Ideally, you want to take out the Berserker with this attack if possible, but ToD hasn't quite hired it yet. Peasant going over, that's the purpose right now. And ToD finding out at this point what he's dealing with. It's a DK, not a Cryptlord, which I think nowadays he would prefer to face Cryptlord. A lot of the humans out there have gotten a lot better at dealing with it. First footy goes down, and this expansion is severely delayed already.
Yeah, and workers are going down. That's not too wonderful. This early game, the ghouls, man, they might just tear this Berserker apart. And that's almost game if you get a big loss like this. But decent movement by ToD. Ghouls didn't connect too well as he... XlorD got a little greedy, wanted that Berserker at all cost, and in the end, didn't get it.
Still a huge delay, though. Ooh, the Ensnare finds the Watch Elemental. If that one lands on the Berserker, oh boy,
yep.
We have been in trouble. XlorD splitting his attack now. The damage, spreading it between the mercenaries. Shadow Priest goes down, and the Berserker would also be chased down with the coil. That one's gonna fall, but he wants to use the coil to see the last hits here, steal the experience away from the opponent's side. Oh, if he steals the Magi, that would be huge, but 170 HP still left. And man, this is a tough creep for ToD. I think he showed too much hesitation here. I think he should have just gone in with a militia. Oh! Wait a minute, who got the last hit? I think XlorD got it, right? Yeah, he did. 2.7 now, almost level 3.
And the Berserker dies as well. This was so stressful. You have to take care of the Ogre Magi in the south, and you have to save your Berserker as well. But we check it here. Ogre Magi to the Death Knight to XlorD. And this is turning into a little bit of a disaster for ToD. But this was high-level harass, multiple screens. The Berserker was saved for a long time, but XlorD just on point in both situations, and that gives him a lot of XP now. Boom, level 3.
And there for once, ToD not coming in with a signature deny, which he's usually great at. And yeah, that was level 3. Big level up now for the DK, can make use of some Ritual Dagger even. We see it more and more nowadays. Yesterday with the Lich games, that was very impactful. And here also, gonna add a bit more healing for the DK. ToD, now the idea, once you have established your expansion, you have mercenaries, you want to counterattack. But since the Shadow Priest and the Berserker were lost, any kind of counterattack is going to be a lot less scary.
Yeah, and XlorD is still threatening little run-bys. That costs more militia time, that costs more lumber, that costs more tech timing. But okay, we try to go for the counterattack, but only 3 footmen, only 1 water elemental. Okay, here comes reinforcements.
And the difficulty here for the Undead early game is that they only have ghouls to defend with, which means Water Elementals especially can be strong against them, and also mercenaries. But look at XlorD, really prioritizing taking out the mercs quickly to make this attack a lot less scary. Makes a lot of sense, of course. The AM, he can poke from the side, but he can never fully commit in, because if he does, he's going to get Nerub Tower slow surrounded and forced to TP out.
So far, not many losses here. I guess 1 Echo will fall. Yeah, wasn't able to save that, but that's not the end of the world at all with the Necro up. ToD still not teching. We're at 7 minutes 10, unfortunately. Now, here we go. Okay, but XlorD is half a tech ahead now, and both are on 2 bases.
Yeah, the macro here by XlorD, the prioritization of which buildings to go for, I think was brilliant. Having the Necro up early to replace Acolytes in a counterattack, very smart. Going for a Graveyard early before the tech starts, also, I think, a good choice, because that means he can go into Fiends quickly and then contest the middle now, following up after the early game quite easily. Because there's some key camps here to take out, like the Merchant in the south and the Marketplace in the north.
But XlorD is here. Another coil, another steal. Okay, we got boots to chase the DK around a little bit. Threatening us around here and there, but XlorD always quick, moving back thanks to the Unholy Aura. That all works well. We still don't have defense, right? Nope. So Fiends do a very good job at the moment.
At least attack has finally started here for ToD. He's also getting the lumber upgrade right away, making peasants at the expansion. That makes sense. But again, peasant count in the main at lumber, only 3. Which again, 4, excuse me. He's got 4, which means militia call again is going to be pretty hard to go for. But in this 2 base versus 2 base, I guess going to be less relevant.
Early double racks. Is he playing mass rifles? Mass rifles Pally?
Especially on this map, we've been seeing more mass rifles inner fire with late game mortar teams. Especially Sock likes this style. What ToD has shown, his very own take, is rifles with triple racks into knights.
Triple racks?
Triple racks. He's done that before, yeah. Knights into rifles into knights. It hasn't looked too great in the past, but last time I talked to him about it, he still was pretty convinced that it can work.
Wow, I have not seen this before. But of course I trust you with that. And the rifles are coming. Piercing damage still very, very good in this meta. When is XlorD's push coming? He's waiting for the tech. Not willing to rush, really. Trying to get map control. But the Archmage is chasing here. He's done with creeping. Has to save a little bit of XP for his Mountain King to get them levels up.
Yeah, contesting now for the next big creep camp. This is going to be a huge consumable item that could absolutely swing a fight around. Oh, look at that last system. Nicely done. ToD would love to delay here until the MK comes out. But I think the timing isn't quite going to work out that way. And XlorD should be getting the big last hit here. The big item.
Is the Mountain King coming in time? I doubt it. He's getting a bit of chip damage in, but that's pretty much about it. And as both are attacking, doesn't really benefit anyone. But yeah, Coil Nova, no chance against that. Big Invul Potion, really nice.
That would have been very nice for an MK or Paladin. XlorD sells it.
Okay,
wow.
When's the gold? Well, he has a lot of gold already.
I mean, it's true. 1 invul potion is usually enough for a long time, but it saves you the 2nd invul. Could throw it on the 3rd hero, maybe. Because 3rd hero territory is approaching. Tier 3 about to finish for XlorD, and ToD is not too far behind there. Going now into Sanctum as well. And might just be inner fire rifles here, indeed.
Maybe he wants to prove a point to you that it's not working.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation, right? If he wins the game, great. If he loses, he can tell me how wrong I was.
It's a brilliant tactical choice, man. He gets out with a win, indeed. But he needs some more upgrades. Long rifles finishing now. That's okay. Needs Adept. Needs Master on the Priests. And in general, needs more. Can go up to 60 now. But is he in time? Because XlorD is already at 61 with a 4-2 hero combo. Ghoul Frenzy almost there. Backpack will bring in the Orb, which is lacking for now. This is not XlorD's final form. So ToD might have some more time here.
Rifles revealed. The count on them not too high yet. Only 3 riflemen damage here. Honestly, not too impressive. Really good upgrades on these fiends. 2-1 already.
ToD is
And
so
the ghouls
banky.
are coming in with Frenzy, with the Orb. Oh boy.
Yeah.
In a few seconds, the big push is going to be scary. Throw in a Dark Ranger right now, and we might have the game already.
And with that, the series and the Winnerbracket quarterfinal for XlorD, where he will face Spiral or Lawlion. We do have a result there. Spiral takes the first map off of the Korean.
Damn.
Indeed, impressive. But yeah, here is the death push. This is what XlorD's game has all been pointing forward to. How do you deal with this if you're ToD? Tier 3 has been reached, Knights coming, Priest Adept training coming, but it's not here yet.
And the army here for ToD really not looking too impressive. The footmen quickly going down. Those get turned into skeletons. Some ghouls in the back also getting targeted, but good flank set up. The AM in trouble, has to TP out. It is towards the expansion, not towards the main, trying to still save his units over here. Uh-oh. Once again, inviting the opponent to a Coil Nova. Oh my god, look at the burrow dodges, even in the middle of this hectic fight. XlorD playing extremely well today. The Knights finally come in, and they do have, of course, Sundering Blades, and the Pally arrives. Okay, lots of upgrades for ToD coming in, but he's lost so much already.
I wonder if that's still working. Sick nuke again, but the staff was there too. He needs maybe 1-2 more Knights, one more round of production to hold on to this. The ghouls are dealing with the water elemental, not with the workers. They had a good flank. Now they're switching their focus back to the fight, take out the damage. Everything for ToD so hurt, and night falls.
A lot of stuff is going down here. Doesn't quite have the dust. Just barely enough damage to take out that fiend.
Oh.
But the Paladin gonna go down. The staff was still on cooldown, and ToD is looking down the barrel, and I think the trigger's gonna be pulled. Well played, GG. 2-0 for XlorD as he moves on in the upper bracket.
Yeah, XlorD came with a point to prove, and he played really well. That was a super well played game too. Like, just everything lined up. At first I was like, excuse me, how is this timing going to work? He's going to be up against like 70 supply rifles. He's going to have like what seems to be 6 fiends and tri-hero, but then he pulls the frenzy ghouls from the main base. He gets the orb, he gets the dark ranger, and it all just seems to perfectly line up the 70 supply timing. That was just really well played. Everything just seemed to work out. You don't generally see such clean macro games against human as an undead player, but that just seemed every detail to be worked out by XlorD, and he definitely proved that he's a stronger player, at least today.
That was really impressive. One of the most impressive players in the early rounds, that's for sure. XlorD, man, when he has the time and it doesn't have to work in the office until 4 a.m., he's a very, very good player, actually. And man, I can't wait for the next round. Doesn't really matter what it is. It is XlorD versus either Spiral, ESL Meisterschaft Season 1 Grand Final Rematch, or Lawliot, which is an absolute banger, of course. And ToD wasn't bad at all, wasn't triggered, especially Northern Isles was really good. But yeah, XlorD today, just better.
Yeah, good thing is, there's going to be a second chance in the lower bracket. You still have a possibility to run the gauntlet and make it far. Once again, I want to shout out the fact that we have double elimination, that we have a lower bracket this time. I think it's always awesome for these big tournaments, makes them a lot more epic, and gives another opportunity for these players to prove themselves, and possibly a great storyline to develop.
So,
hey, who's he gonna play in the lower bracket, by the way? Do we know? I'm waiting for it to get updated, but do we know exactly who ToD will be playing?
We could. Oh, wait, let me show you the bracket. Is it updated already? Don't think so.
It should be the loser of... Wait a minute.
I'm not that
How are they
smart.
doing
I'm
that?
trying to figure it out. I cannot.
Crisscross applesauce. Which one is it?
The loser of Lawliot Spiral.
Okay. So potentially
Colorful.
Lawliot ToD in lower bracket.
Yep. And then next round, Colorful. ToD is a monster versus Night Elf, by the way. That could be a decent bracket for him. But of course, it's going to be super hard.
I'd love to see it. A chance for him to show his stature, ToD, and those would be great matches. I mean, we had Hawk running the gauntlet of the Chinese players yesterday, and then today ToD maybe can do it with the Korean and the Chinese Night Elf players. So we'll see. Maybe he can do it. The European humans, man, they're really good in this tournament. So we'll see.
So far, for sure.